Hey squirrels, it's time to read part 2 of chapter 4, Among the Thorns. Or, is that what it was? I think I put the title down wrong on part 1. Thorns Among Roses. No, I did do the title right, I think. Thorns Among the Roses. That's what it is. Okay, confidential let me go back and get the last paragraph. Nowhere, so I'll tell all, but nowhere, so I'll tell all. So I'll tell all but the names. I'd best be prudent, for I'm afraid you may get a little fierce. You do sometimes when people vex me, began Rose, rather liking the prospect of a confidential chat with Uncle, for he had kept himself a good deal in the background lately. You know, our ideas are old-fashioned, so I was not prepared to have men propose at all times and places with no warning. But a few smiles and soft speeches, I expected things of that sort would be very interesting and proper. Not to say thrilling on my part, but they are not. And I find myself laughing instead of crying, feeling angry instead of glad, and forgetting all about it very soon. Why, Uncle, one absurd boy proposed when we'd met only half a dozen times. And I did read this part, but I wanted to go back a little bit. Half a dozen times. But he was dreadfully in debt, so that accounted for it, perhaps. And Rose dusted her fingers as if she had soiled them. I know him, and I thought he'd do it, observed the doctor with a shrug. You see, and know everything, so there's no need of going on, is there? Do. Who else? I won't even guess. Well, another went down upon his knees in Mrs. Van's greenhouse and poured forth his passion manfully, with a great cactus pricking his poor legs all the while. Kitty found him there, and it was impossible to keep sober, so he has hated me ever since. The doctor's ha-ha was good to hear, and Rose joined him, for it was impossible to regard these episodes seriously, since no true sentiment redeemed them from absurdity. Another sent me reams of poetry and went on so Byronically that I began to wish I had red hair and my name was Betsy Ann. I burnt all the verses, so don't expect to see them, and he, poor fellow, is consoling himself with Emma. But the worst of all was the one who would make love in public and insisted on proposing in the middle of a dance. I seldom dance round dances except with our boys, but that night I did because the girls laughed at me for being so prudish, as they called it. I don't mind them now, for I find it was right and felt that I deserved my fate. Is that all? Asked her uncle, looking fierce as she predicted, at the idea of his beloved girl obliged to listen to a declaration twirling on the arm of a lover. One more, but him I shall not tell about, for I know he was in earnest and really suffered, though I was as kind as I knew how to be. I'm young in these things yet, so I grieved for him and treat his love with the tenderest respect. Rose's voice sank almost to a whisper as she ended, and Dr. Alec bent his head as if involuntarily saluting a comrade in misfortune. Then he got up, saying, with a keen look upon the face, he lifted by a finger under the chin. Do you want another 3 months of this? I'll tell you on New Year's Day, Uncle. Very well, try to keep a straight course, my little captain, and if you see dirty weather ahead, call on your first mate. Aye, aye, sir, I'll remember. That's all. And I would have finished it, but doggone, the housekeeping was there and all that stuff, so that's going to be it. I'm kind of glad because I'm kind of beat. I hadn't even unpacked yet. I just came in and threw my stuff down and did my live at 5, which was probably crazy, but, that's me. So, we will read chapter 5 tomorrow called Prince Charming. Prince Charming. Ho ho. We shall see, we shall see. Have a lovely crafty night and see you tomorrow at 3 and also Sunday at 3. And it'll be StreamYard or Restream so y'all can come up with me. Have something to show. See ya. Have a good night. Love ya. Be sweet, don't be ugly. I already say that.